I really do love hip hop and I love rap, and I've like low key have a SoundCloud. Don't look for it. Don't look for it, please. It's hidden. It's under an alternative name, but you could probably figure out the voice.
Hello everyone, this is Darius from the Shotcaller, joined here by Daniel Drakos, of all people. You just finished casting G2 against Misfits, which once again was a pretty hard stomp from G2. Is there anything in the world that can stop G2 at this point?
In the world, maybe, but not in the LEC, which is right now my bigger concern since we have, another 4.5 weeks to go before the regular season ends.
Yeah, like how do you, as a caster, during the cast, you were like, oh yeah, Windwall is on cooldown now. You just try to go for anything to hope that you can look at and say, hey, this is where G2 might lose. How do you work with that?
It's a really difficult problem, and where this is not an experience that we're used to, because even when Fnatic were at the high highs last year, or Misfits were at the high highs, there were still gaps in the game. Whereas G2, anytime they've misstepped, have just raw, mechanically talented, smashed their way through or outmaneuvered, and it just seems like I will not believe that G2 has lost a game until their Nexus has fallen, and even then, it might be hard to believe it at this point, which is brutal. I would love to cast a league where the top team is contested, but that's just not the case right now. And for casters, it puts us in a really tough spot because legitimately, they're not a perfect team, but in terms of LEC, they probably are, in the sense that I don't know if any of the teams in LEC right now can expose any of their weaknesses. I mean, if they have any. I mean, there are plenty of games where we look at the draft and we're going to say this more and more. I feel where if you take off the nameplates, this is how this game should work. If this is not G2 versus X or Y team, in theory, this composition has vulnerabilities. But the issue is that the composition might have vulnerabilities, but G2, the team, does not. And it's not at the point where they can draft anything they want to and win a game. It's definitely not. And they still are doing things they're banning the Draven and Lucian, snap banning Draven and Lucian against Hansama, right? So it's not they're completely disrespecting, but I do worry about what the league will look like if G2 can literally pick 5 random champions. What if Caps just picks Shaco mid and he starts winning? What do we do then? I don't know, audience. You tell me, what do we do? Do we just because I want to give respect to their opponents, but also it's at a certain point, they're just too good. Are we at that point yet? I hope not, but I want to see them lose at least one game for my sanity, but they're on the road to the perfect split. I know I'm rambling, but this is you stumbled on a struggle that is near and dear to my heart, Darius. It's very difficult to cast G2. I mean, it's very easy because you go, they're doing G2 things again, GG. But also, I want to get hype in a game, but in a G2 game, it's the first 3 kills are hype, and after that, you're just well, that's a G2 game, folks. They're killing people again. It still looks cool, but they're also 3K gold ahead at 8 minutes, so that's kind of what happens. Solo queue LEC, 3K gold lead at 8 minutes, people one-shot you.
Casual 270 farm at 22 minutes on the Yasuo bot lane.
Yeah, that was super dirty. And obviously they're insane players, and they've earned this. They've all worked really hard for this, and looking at their team environment, it seems super healthy, and they're having fun, and they're having a good time, and obviously all these players have worked really hard in their career to get to them, and Perks and Caps are the most obvious ones, but Jankos has been... People have been down on Jankos in the past few years because he did struggle on the H2K lineup, so it's good to see him rise up. Wonder is a guy that's been kind of an unsung hero in Europe for a long time. Obviously, Rift Rivals, I think, changed that to a certain degree when he started clapping NA top laners, but definitely coming to his own. And Mickey is a guy that has been top 3 support for a really long time, and now I think people are finally starting to give him that respect. Even if he did die a lot this game, people are still starting to respect him more. So it's well earned, it's well deserved. It's just hard to talk about.
Yeah, and even in those situations where he did die, it was situations where the team was kind of caught out and he was the sacrificial lamb, I felt and then,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, it's hard to tell. When they're that far ahead, is it should he have been there in the first place? Did Misfits play the situation well enough to force at least one kill, or was Mickey mispositioning? It's really hard to tell, because when they're that far ahead in the game, you're not even looking at you're actually asking yourself, is it even possible for them to misposition? And we did see Misfits have 1 or 2 good plays. But the reality is League of Legends at the end of the day is a skill game to a certain point. It's also a snowballing game, right? And when a Yasuo has 4 items and you have 2 items, this guy literally has to take his hands off the keyboard for you to be able to kill him. If he right-clicks you and walks at you as a Kalista, your passive is the only thing saving you from him just walking you down because his stats are just so much stronger.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like late game, how he like 2-shot rise as well was just disgusting. But besides that, besides you rambling about the struggles of G2, you also had a lot of praise for G2 during your rap battle against Vedius, where you represented G2, of course, and Vedius got Misfits. Was that like how do you do that? Like gamble on who gets who, or was it just no? I want to do G2.
So I wrote everything, so I got to pick.
Oh, okay. So you wrote his lines as well?
I wrote his lines as well. He wrote the holy hand grenade line. He wrote that one. I modified it a little bit. He did write that line. And to Vedius' credit, you guys should have heard him. When he first started practicing this rap, he was bad. Like he was.
Will he ever release those ones? Like
because he didn't practice into a mic, right? He was just practicing in front of me, and I was like, it was like really early Beastie Boys, like that simple of a flow, where like everything I wrote for him, he would rap the same exact way. But God bless, when he knew it was time, he's like, this has to be good. He practiced so much to nail it, and he totally nailed it. There's a part where he double times really well about Febivin, and that was sick, and I really loved the way he actually did kill it. And it was cool, because this was actually his idea, and he really pushed for this and pushed me out of my comfort zone, because I really do love hip-hop, and I love rap, and I've like low-key have a SoundCloud. Don't look for it. Don't look for it, please. It's hidden. It's under an alternative name, but you could probably figure out the voice. So this is like he kind of pushed me out to do this thing that was hugely out of my comfort zone. So it was a team project, even if because it's not something I would have ever done if he didn't push me into doing it. But I got to pick G2, and it turns out when we started writing the lyrics, it was like week 2, week 3 when Misfits were still looking pretty good, and we're like, this will be a good choice. But you kind of have to plan these things in advance. You know, they take time, and then by the time we get here, they're 4-4, and like. It's a little bit hard to come in with some really good firepower against G2 when they haven't lost a game yet. So,
and got casual fastest game in the history of EU.
Casual is definitely a word for it. So Vedius took the L on that one. Maybe we'll give him. He's actually now really into it, and it's actually really funny because every caster's into it now, and everyone's just trying to write verses. They're like, we're gonna be in the next one. We're gonna crush the next one. Someone's taking down Drakos, which is hype. So I'm excited about it.
Very excited. I was really excited about it as well because I'm also a huge fan of hip hop and rap in general. I thought what was the part when you like the first verse, or like the first part of about G2, and then like at the end you change flow, and you go into like the hacky style. I don't know the English term. So like you really change up the flow, and then you just superstar awesome. How do you beat that kind of line? And that was like oof. That was actually like good rap. I was like, if you put that in a different context into an actual rap video, that would work out. You know, some of those lines were decent, but that one was oof.
Yeah, so those lines I loved, and Vedius got some of those in too. It was just like some of our deliveries in rehearsal. Like, so in the process of making this, Vedius and I both got super sick because it turns out like when we warm up our voice for casting, and it didn't occur to us to do that for rapping, and it turns out that it can be pretty destructive on your throat to like try to belt that out. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of really like trashy gangster rap, like some really trashy stuff, like. 6ix9ine is like obviously a horrible human being and is justifiably in jail. Like there's some sketchy charges laid up against that dude, but like he knows how to make a good song. So, you know, it's trashy, but it is a trashy banger for a reason. So definitely some inspiration there.
Okay, interesting. I was wondering about those inspirations. But yeah, we can expect more battles in the future. Also like different opponents, not just Vedius and not just you on the mic every time, or what's the dealio there?
So I think a lot of it's my call because I wrote most of the first one, and a lot of it depends. Like I'm really down to have other people join, but like if you write bad stuff, like obviously in the interest of the product, want it to be good. But the other thing is like this was cool and people like this, but at the end of the day, we are not epic rap battles of history. Like that's not what the LEC is about. So I do think we'll do more. People liked it, and thank you to everyone who supported it. But it will not be like a bi-weekly thing. It'll be like maybe we will do 2 a split. We might do one for playoffs. I definitely have something else I'm already working on that's in the same vein that might come out around Rift Rivals. You can speculate as to what that would be. Working with some international talent, we will say. It's not Captain Flowers before anyone says anything. I mean, different international talent. Anyway, I don't like. I'm gonna start so many rumors I don't want to start. Anyway.
Okay.
This is the life of Rap God. You have to understand is that people are just chomping at the bit to get these sick rumors from my. I don't know.
You're under the spotlight now. It's just like
I really can't do like the narcissistic rapper thing. It's just like not me. It's not what I'm about. But yeah, super fun project. We want to do it more, and I hope people like what we're doing. Definitely more teams. Definitely more variants. how it works out and what it looks like in the future, I don't know. Shox is a huge fan of hip hop, so I really want to get her in on one. But the thing is that like people don't know this, but Shox goes hard. So I'm like a little nervous that if I invite Shox to do it, she's gonna destroy me. So it's like it's a balance, right? Where I'm like, Shox, I would like you to participate, but please don't embarrass me. Now you understand that we're in this very fragile area where I'm fighting Captain Flowers for Rap God, and if you come into the picture and destroy me, there's gonna be no chance.
But if she also destroys Captain Flowers, then it all evens out. Then she's just on the pedestal.
Then both me and Captain Flowers are equally mediocre before Shox. Yes, which is not what I want, but I would take that. I'll take it.
I think that's a fair one to take. But lastly, Frostgorn has obviously joined you, and you managed to cast a few games together. Of course, you know the reunion of the old guard kind of thing. Any words on that end, and how happy you are to work with her?
I mean, she's one of my best friends, like personally and professionally. I really love working with her. She has just an insane work ethic. Like she's always looking for more to say and more to talk about. And I think she's starting to find her footing in EU. Of course, like the thing about, I don't want to speak for her, but like one of the, I think the difficult things about Frosker and anywhere she goes is that like people have a lot of strong opinions on her, and it goes both ways. Some people love her and will fight to the death to like speak up for her, and a lot of people just love to tear her down. And so I think that she's done well so far, really well, and I think a lot of people are starting to see that, and there's still plenty of people out there who have a lot of criticism. And then, and to be fair to the people, there's always going to be some justified criticism, and there's also plenty of people out there who are just honestly slinging shit. So I think she's done well. I think she's done really well so far. I think she's an excellent addition to the team. I love having her here, both professionally and personally. And she killed it. And especially this week on the Euphoria episode, where it was literally like me and Yamato dropping out, me being sick, Yamato like having other obligations and stepping up to make this very cool episode that I wouldn't have normally thought about making. So yeah, she's awesome. I love casting with her, and our duo will only get better.
Very excited for that. Now, very quickly, who's the best Smash player at Riot EU right now?
Oh, it's really hard. So I'm a Ganondorf one trick, and I can beat anybody with Ganondorf, but it's mostly because they're not patient, and I mean, Ganondorf just destroys people. If you're a Smash player, you know this. If you disrespect Ganondorf, you just die. But we just hired a new producer who used to be like a melee god, and he keeps playing Captain Falcon against me, and the only reason I keep killing him is because he keeps trying to do stuff that works in melee, like go for the wave dash, hit me with the soft knee into the down. I'm like, that doesn't work. Boom, hit you with a Ganondorf smash and you die. So I feel like when he actually learns how to play Ultimate, he'll be the best player in the office. For now, though, I am hands down the best Ultimate player, at least in the broadcast team. There are people coming out to challenge, and we will have an office tournament soon, and I will earn that title and get some kind of terrible trophy that we will make for it. So
that sounds very hype. I hope you like stream this or some sort of like put it out there, because I would be super excited to watch that personally. Because I mean, Smash is just so much fun. Let's be honest here. And it would be pretty cool for sure. But excited to hear that you're apparently the best Smash player. I thought that Vedis might have a say about that, but we'll see in the future. No?
He cannot. So we best of 5 all the time. His Link versus my Ganondorf, which is a hard matchup for Ganondorf, actually. But he has never gotten more than 1 win off me in a best of 5 yet. This might inspire him. He likes to keep saying, I'm playing Diablo 3 right now. I don't have time to invest in Smash Bros. That's what he says. Conveniently every time after I smack him, but he's actually good. Vedis picks up games insanely quickly, so I'm actually kind of just biding my time until I like have to pour hundreds of hours into this game just to keep up with him. But I love the game. Vedis is getting better awkwardly quickly, but for now, yeah, he's getting crushed.
That's interesting to hear, for sure. Best of luck on that end, for sure. Anything you want to say to the EU fans?
Thank you to everyone who is watching and supporting the LEC, and thank you to everyone who's given us feedback, positive or negative. Obviously, there's some flame in there too, but like the people who have actually taken the time to write really thoughtful comments, criticisms about our broadcast. It's a new product. It's a new team. We are getting better at a lot of things. Just thank you. Thank you for watching, participating. Thank you for watching the G2 games and just watching them murder people. I hope you never get tired of it, because it doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. But maybe someone will beat them.
As long as they play Yasuo, I'm excited. Like it's just fun to watch people get deleted. I'll be honest.
They just get to play all these champs you don't see in solo queue, which is fantastic,
And then you see the Elise, and you're like, what? And then it works out. It's like, oh. It's just fun. It's interesting. A hashtag for the people that watch until the end?
Oh, God. Ooh, I need a good one. I'm sorry. I know this is supposed to be a quick question.
That's all good. By the way, I'm a Pikachu main. I think Pikachu is really cool.
Oh, God, I actually hate playing Pikachu Ganondorf. If you slip up, you die in one shot. But if you don't, I just can't push a button. I can't be. It has to be LAC related. No, this is so hard. How do people always come up with this? Hashtag nerf Yasuo.
Hashtag nerf Yasuo. It's kind of LEC related. I agree.
Yeah.
But it's also a good statement in general. It's a good propaganda thing. I agree. Hashtag nerf Yasuo. Thank you so much, Drakos. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. This was Darius from the Shotcaller. Hope you had a good day. See you guys then. Bye bye. We'd especially like to thank Krzysztof Bujnowicz, Etienne, Thomas Göttel, Dominik Bolze, Lazy Raven, Adam Novosviat, Erich Althaus, and La Maviota for your very special support. And of course, also, we'd like to thank all the people whose names you see scrolling past you right now. And of course, also all the people that like, comment, subscribe, and support our work. Without you, our work wouldn't be possible. Thank you very much.